Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another exciting episode of Hearts of Iron 4 Fascist America, where we last left off. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves when it comes to speaking. We decided to declare war for the rest of Central America, hopefully letting Mexico do all the heavy lifting. One can hope. Anyway, we do have the Marine Corps sitting here ready, but I don't think they're going to be that big of a threat. If I'm honest, and in fact, if we wanted to, we could send them in to end the war a little bit earlier. We might want to do that. We might not. We will see. Who's this? El Salvador. Where are you, El Salvador? You're over here? You want to join? Okay. We will definitely accept. And let them join in the war. So, there we go. There'll be a conflict between Mexico and El Salvador for the land, but unsurprisingly, I'm probably just going to give it to Mexico. What are we short? 20 steel! Oh, well, it looks like the UK is having problems supplying us, so we'll do that. And who else? Who do we want to help out here? Chile? Well, I guess they're not going to be able to give us enough steel, will they? So let's sort by that. Well, you know what? Let's make a deal with the Soviet Union then. And get some steel from them. Peru. Do we want to bring Peru into this? I mean, we might want to bring Peru into this. They are barely fascist, but they are fascist. So, you know what? Come on into ELF. That's fine. We'll probably wind up giving you Ecuador, except for the Galapagos. Those obviously need to be ours for strategic reasons. We're building up ELF. It's getting stronger. Surely those in Europe might be a little concerned with the way things are going. Perhaps? Time will tell. Speaking of Europe, how are things going over there? The Germans are making good progress towards Moscow and Leningrad, so you know, that's a thing. France has taken back an awful lot of France, though, and the UK has almost completely taken Spain. It's like a big Gibraltar. What do we got? We got some research to get done. Let's get some military police updated. We got them in the Caribbean, so we might as well get those police to be a little happier with the way things are going. And what else is going on? Is there a national focus we want? Not really. We're not ready for a puppet war against Chile just yet. There really isn't much else to go for, except for maybe close air support. But I would imagine we can make better use of the political power in other, more useful ways. I'm getting a cause belli against Chile just now. Of course, once we get Central America secured, we might go for Chile. I think I'd prefer to go for Colombia just so Venezuela can get to a proper size. Although, looking at things, their military's already looking relatively strong. But we can make it stronger. What have you got, Mexico? You want to send me 10 divisions? No, thank you. You can handle this on your own. There's a reason why I'm letting you guys do all the heavy lifting here. And so far, what that has meant is 20 Mexican divisions in El Salvador. I mean, we can see they've got the right idea, but they're just not executing on it. Looks like Turkey's capitulated, which shouldn't be a surprise. But it looks like, my word, it's happened. Istanbul is in the hands of the Greeks, so we know that obviously means it's not Istanbul anymore. It's Constantinople. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. Huzzah. Let's go ahead and get the first Marine Corps moving. The fall of Kiev, capital of the Ukrainian SSR, has been captured by the advancing German armies in the Soviet Union. The capture of one of their most important cities is a serious blow to the Soviets, but the question still remains whether the Germans can keep up the momentum. Moments after the Germans had occupied the city, thousands of mines planted by the NKVD were apparently detonated in the buildings along the, that street, causing even more damage to the already ruined city. Now the invading forces look to the east. It is indeed a significant development. Let's get moving, 1st Marine Corps. And due to the nature and geography of this region, we might be able to bunny hop these guys up. In which case, I mean, we might take Costa Rica. What am I looking for? Resources. What do they produce? They produce 1 chromium. That might be useful for us. Although 1 chromium, I don't know. Though perhaps with our hugely advanced industrial sector, it might be worth it. We might get more than 1 chromium out of things. I'm impressed we're not doing any blockading here, gentlemen. Convoy rating, get moving. Of course, considering our targets, we don't really need a strong navy. I mean, really, we don't even need the bombardment bonuses to the attack, because, well, we don't. So, the army we're facing here isn't exactly what I would call difficult. So, we'll see if with us conquering everything, we can still give this to Mexico. I hope we can. We'll see. If we have to take it, we have to take it. We'll leave the rest for Mexico. Yeah, you're really going to counterattack? I don't think you are going to counterattack. Oh dear, military factories are free. We've got an awful lot of them free. In fact, what I might do... Strategic bombers, that's fine. And yeah, of course we got an extra shipyard. We'll plug that into getting our submarines done, but really, we don't honestly need to worry about using that all that much. And we do have some more factories. So, for right now, I guess we might as well plug it into equipment. Get some of that built up. Because, hey, we're always going to need equipment. Mexico! Take all those states. And turn and done. Yay, okay. Perfect. So then, in that case, we will just... Whoa! You have a job there, sir. We'll just leave it to this. And we can meet our friends up here who've taken their sweet-ass time pushing. Like... Come on. Really, guys? And this is, of course, on the 1.2 version with the sunflower patch. So, it's an odd thing to say. I don't know what it does. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't really follow what's going on with Hearts of Iron. I play it. So, I don't know what it added. Apparently, it added a whole bunch of new releasable countries, etc., etc. So, we'll see. What? Really? Yeah, you should probably go back. So we might as well send you up that way and then take you over here. And I would suggest Mexico doesn't even worry about assigning troops to this front. It's a bit late, but, you know, you guys aren't needed. We got this covered. Don't worry. Ooh, one thing I should do. Well, I'm thinking about it. Okay, good. We do have a maintenance company there. Have we got it on our motorized divisions as well? We do? Perfect. I've already taken care of something that I thought of, so that's a good day. Yeah, that won't be a problem. Good. Come on down, Mexico. Finish this bit off. If you want, you know, it would be nice. Alrighty, Mexico. Take all states. and turn and pass. Oh, and done. There we go. Lovely. And then finally, this little bit of land here, which we will clear out. You guys can just head back to Panama at this stage. And this, we're not exactly hitting for all that much in the way of hard and soft attacks. I might look to beefing up the Marine Corps ever so slightly. We got some of these ready to do their things, so let's just go ahead and get, 5 more of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. That'll keep our peeps a little busy. Stacking penalties. Bah. You go, bombers. Are we still pushing? We are. I guess everybody's dead. Well, that'll make that easy. And Mexico is certainly looking a heck of a lot stronger now, which is, of course, a good thing. They're on our side after all. We should be making them as strong as we possibly can. Do feel a little sad for El Salvador not being able to get anything out of this war, but such is life, you know. There we go. I was gonna say this should be coming up soon enough. Take all states and turn. Done. Beautiful. All right, so there's big old green Mexico getting bigger. It's perfecto. I like it. Let's send the Panama Squadron back to base. Where are you based? The canal itself. So there you go. Where? Is this where I'm building the new submarines? It is indeed. And we got 10 more to go, huh? Oops. This is the screen that I want. We might as well pump this up to 10. Although if I leave it too long, I leave it too long. Such is life. I won't be that concerned about it. Welcome home, gentlemen. So next up, it's going to be Colombia. I think is going to be the route we go. Now, Colombia is going to be a real nation, quote unquote, kind of like Mexico was. Certainly not any of these Central American nations. But, I mean, as you can see, they've got a relatively decently sized military, along with geography that is just a pain to fight in. So, I'll have to keep that in mind. But it shouldn't be too difficult. And in fact, we can probably move the 2nd Marine Corps down up over here to protect itself from any sort of incursion. Although, as you can see, 21 divisions versus 10 Marine Corps divisions. I don't know. Let's see how strong these guys are. Probably not very strong at all. In fact, what we could probably look to do is add in some Marines to make these guys just a little bit beefier. Now, where can I see my combat width? Because 12, so we probably want that to get higher. 14, 16, 18, apparently 20 is what we should be aiming for. So let's give these guys some actual real guns. 21, bah, that's fine. I don't really know if we need this much of a Marine force. Maybe we'll leave it. That's looking pretty good. How are our anti-tank guns coming along? We still got a ways to go before we're going to start production of those. But we will be adding those in to our infantry sooner than later. I was reading online that it's possibly not a bad idea to add, of all things, heavy tanks to your infantry units. Because Sweden, get us some steel. Because they are relatively slow-moving equipment, And they add certainly a nice little boost to the power of your military units. So I might look to doing that, although we would have to research all them heavy tanks, which I don't really know if that's going to be worth it. Georgia. It looks like we've already got 24 of those guys, so let's just make sure you're going into the right location. I don't need you stacking on top of them, but getting more garrisons is going to be good. It will take a lot to garrison Canada when the time comes. Do we want to keep going with our Air Force ideas here? What do we got? Intercept mission or air superiority? I think we'll go with air superiority. That's probably a good idea to get those, although honestly it's probably a better idea to get infantry and land unit tech, because that's going to be better. We got here a bunch of class 3 destroyers, huh? Those must be New York, and yeah, so those must be to get into those fleets. So we've also got some probably coming into, oh, that's right, you're going up to San Francisco. Gotcha. So we'll get those guys done and then get our escorts updated for the 2 main fleets, which will be good. We can maybe look at padding out the escorts in here, but we'll see what we decide to do. Maybe level 2 escorts will be fine for the Gulf Fleet. Anyway, with the successful wars, the slow build-up. We should be coming close to those, and that's really what I want to get before we start producing a lot more in the way of armored units. Currently, we've only got 2, right? So they're not a huge focus of our military, but they certainly could be. They will be useful when we get to Europe, that's for sure. I guess I've definitely got the political points here to spare, so we might as well get talking to Colombia and get justifying a war goal of conquer everything. 35 political power lasts 175 days. It will increase global tension by 5%, and that's fine. What we can do, though, is look to plopping those off, and then we'll reposition over here. The French government has gone into exile and their main forces have capitulated to the United Kingdom, who is now in control of their home area. The struggles between United Kingdom and Vichy France was only a small part of the conflict. The war between allies and what remains of the Axis continue. So France has really pushed back. I would imagine this is Britain for the most part and not exactly France, but we can see they're definitely pushing hard against the Germans, who are still pushing hard against the Soviets. So I imagine the German plan is to end the war with the Soviets before the Allies get too far east. We'll see, though. They've certainly been successful in the south. This is making me more and more convinced that getting Portugal on our side would be a good idea for a landing area. Although, to be quite honest, if the Brits have all of Spain locked down, I'm not sure how long Portugal could hold out before we could get troops landed. So we may have to take another route into Europe, that being the northern route, which means theoretically we'll be in position to hit the UK right away. We'll have to see how strong their garrisons are. Needless to say, you can't just land 10 divisions of Marines on an island in the UK and call it a day. We might be able to land on one of the Scottish islands, well, I guess the only Scottish island that is connected to the main island. Yeah, the Spanish government has gone into exile and their main forces have capitulated to the United Kingdom, who is now in control of their home area. We may be able to cut across here, but I don't know. The only reason I'm thinking that is because theoretically our fleet will be able to lock this down. By this stage of the war, I'm hoping the Royal Navy has been beaten up a fair bit. I don't know if it has, though. If it hasn't, it could be difficult. it could be difficult for what we're going to do. How's our radar looking? It's not looking so hot. We've got a huge gap here. I mean, yes, it's Manitoba, Saskatchewan, but you never know. You never know what units could be hiding in the prairies. So let's see. Well, I'm sure if we get these guys up to 6, we should have no problem seeing into Canada. Yeah, it's expensive. We've got enough civilian factories that shouldn't take too long to get through. There is no doubt that Colombia is preparing for war. The changes in economic policy make it plain to see that the Colombian are not a people of peace, but rather waiting for the right opportunity to strike against us. Will we stand idly by and watch them arm themselves while free American empire is undefended? Will we disarm this threat before it grows beyond our power? It's a very good question. I think we all know the answer to that. We're kicking Colombia's ass. Well, I am thinking about the situation over there, though. I think it might be a good idea to at least get the First Army up and over. So let's get you into Panama, and let's also quickly check the supplies. So we can get a fair amount of supplies through here with our 10 infrastructure and what should be a fairly developed port. Naval base level 3, naval base level 4. Are you effing kidding? No. No. Idiots, stop. Go back to Washington. I mean, it's obviously going to be much quicker to take a boat than it will be to walk across the continent. You're standing in a port. Please. But I can't go there, and I can't, I have to tell you guys, basically, to go to Puerto Rico, and then from there, go to Panama, which I can't even shift-click to do. Boo. That's all I gotta say about that. Level 2's in the ass, huh? That's too bad. I guess we can wait on ass until it gets to level 4. Obviously, the Pacific Island Squadron, and I might actually rename it the Pacific Island Squadron, because it is funnier that way. We'll get the level 3s up there. Although I guess ultimately it makes more sense to have the level 3s over here, because the ranges out here are further, but whatever. You know, eventually they're all going to be level 4 subs anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Military police level 2. That's good news. Might as well get recon up. I think we actually use those guys. So that's important. And then what else? We're just basically waiting for the war on Colombia, which should be the 21st of July of this year. Pretty darn exciting. Can we actually change your orders now? No. We're going to have to go to the island and have you unload and then load back up and then continue on. That is kind of annoying. It's a little frustrating. But I mean, I guess there's worse things that can happen. And I'm wondering, maybe it would be a good idea to get some troops in Venezuela as well. Well, what I'm going to do, at the very least, is get these troops over to the Caribbean so they'll be able to maneuver into the war in an easier fashion. Right, we'll send you to Havana. What else? You guys are garrisons. I guess most of my other forces are up there, so that's fine. We will also take... we'll take the 2nd U.S. Armored, and we will plop them in Haiti. What are you talking? Oh, we don't have the convoys. Oh, we should probably build more of those. Once those are done, The hell? Yeah. Well, they're not going to be there for a while, and hopefully Cuba and Hispaniola will be able to supply enough troops. 18. What do we got? 26 and 22. So yeah, we shouldn't have a... Well, 26. That'll be fine. That won't be fine. We need to do something about Cuba. So let's take a look at what we can do about getting the situation in Cuba better. Well, we can definitely look to getting this up to at least 8. And the same here, 6, 7, 8. Good. And probably in Puerto Rico as well. Just getting the infrastructure up in these areas will be a better thing to do regardless. But yeah, both those islands should be able to support the troops that I'm landing, although these do have a much larger garrison than other locations. 13th of March, huh? Well then, let's get that set up so that as soon as you're done, we can start stockpiling convoys, because we definitely do need them. Only having one, not so good. Granted, we are transporting a lot of troops at the moment, so... Although I guess, really, we're not. 2 infantry armies. That's honestly not a lot of troops. Is that really what I want? I don't think so. I think we want to go down this route. Probably integrated support. Support battalions or line artillery. Soft attack recovery rate. Soft attack organization. Soft attack organization. For all support battalions. This seems like a smarter way. I realize we do have line artillery in our infantry units, but we also have support artillery and other support units as well, so any boost we can get to all of them is better than focusing on one, I believe. Anyway, and so once these guys are done, we should in theory have enough transports to... Oh, good. Good. So let's bring you into Alf. Are you kidding me? The only reason Integralist Brazil is a thing is because of our national focus. And so now they're going to join either the Axis or the Comintern unless we get to war with Colombia soon. So hopefully, once we get to war with Colombia, Brazil hasn't joined a different faction. It's happened to me before. Strangely, in a game, another fascist US game, I released Fascist Canada, and they joined the Comintern because the Axis had already been defeated. It was weird that a Fascist Canada would join the Soviet Union in their fight against nobody. But they did. So, you know, that's a thing. Honestly, what we could do is take the Marine Corps out, put the 1st Army here, and actually have them dug in nicely. That should be better, and then we can work on the supply issue by not having to supply those units. Looks like things are going fine in Cuba. So let's take our armored divisions and send them to Hispaniola. And we have hardly any transports left. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get you guys moving to, I guess. And we do have enough transports for that. Excellent. But we'll get you over to Puerto Rico, and that should be a good position for you. We got you on the border, and you are properly supplied. Doesn't look like it. How bad is it? It's not bad at all. So you are supplied. So it must be them who aren't supplied, right? Yeah, that's got to be it. Okay, well, we've got the infrastructure coming into Cuba. Guess we could also take a look at the naval base and probably boost this up to at least A 5? That should be good. We might as well get that boosted as well. What do we got? We want some more anti-tank. We'll get that. We're almost done researching all of the anti-tank, so that's good. We got our tanks and trucks coming. Oh, it's looking good. We are getting ourselves into a good position to invade Colombia. And we will actually be probably taking a far more active role in this war than with the Central American nations, mainly just because of the way Cuba is and the nature of the fight that we are going to be having. But with Peru on our side, at least Colombia will face, well, they'll be facing a 3-front war, really. So that puts us into a hugely advantageous position. I mean, obviously the First Army shouldn't have any issue punching through all of those guys, especially with the assistance of our bombers that are in the region. We should have 2 of them. We can probably get some fighter support in there if we needed to. Bases are in low supply. We're working on it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Things are going to improve. Oh, that's not good either, is it? Okay. But we are getting the infrastructure up there. I guess we could probably move you guys up over there for now, just to leave it as just the 2nd Armored in Haiti and have our defensive forces here, which apparently we don't even need. So maybe I should just get rid of them completely. I'm not totally sure. Something to consider. But regardless, I think we're sitting in a good position here. Are you guys almost all? You're almost all B-24s. That's acceptable. Although I imagine soon we'll be replacing you. In fact, I think 44 is the time when we should be researching airplanes instead of things like, well, I mean, everything here is kind of worth it. But we'll take a look at the airplanes next, because the old Air Force could probably use a bit of an update. In fact, I know it can use an update. But, I mean, I'm kind of the opinion that for the wars we're fighting now, other than bombers, an Air Force isn't really exactly the best investment of material. Obviously, that can't be entirely true, because I'm producing a metric butt ton of fighters and carrier naval bombers as well. We've got to have just an absolutely ridiculous amount of those. 2.3 thousand? Yeah, we can assign some of those then to, oh, I don't know, Hawaii? No. Carrier, closer support 1. We want carrier naval bombers 2. I mean, I guess we can do 1,000 of those here. Just to put them on, like, naval bombing in this area. So the way I see it, if we've got our submarine squadron set to engage convoys, and then we set up 1,000 carrier fighters, treating Hawaii as a gigantic carrier on, anti-ship missions, that should keep Hawaii pretty well protected. And I mean, really, nobody's coming for it. We're fascists, so it's highly unlikely Japan's going to declare war on us. And ain't nobody else is going to come that far in the Pacific, so, well, maybe the Australians. That is something to look at. And I should probably be getting my areas in the far western Pacific built up. But, well, we'll get to that when we get to that. When was this war? My brain. 21st of July. Okay, so we still have some time. So what I'll do is, honestly, I think I'll leave the episode here for today, and then, potentially I'll just let time tick by and start the next recording with the war against Colombia. I'm not sure. We'll see what other prep work I feel like I have to do for it. But I mean, we'll find out what I'm going to do next time. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed today's episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.